I should not. I should not be making this video. This should not be a thing in 2025. But here we are. We are going to be talking about teachers and professionalism and the way that they dress and what that really means for education and if this is a big deal or not. This woman, she goes by Teacher Bay, is on TikTok and she shows her outfits, and they're a little sexy if you ask me. So I'm gonna show you guys a video, a TikTok video, just share with you guys the video. Um, I'll let you guys watch a few videos and then we're going to talk about my thoughts. As you guys know, I was a teacher. I was also a very young teacher, you guys. I was 21 when I first started my teaching job. Um, and I had literally just graduated college. I was what you call an intern, which means I did not have a year of teaching school before I became a teacher. I was an intern. So I was going to teaching school. I was going to teacher education school at the same time I was a full-time teacher for fourth grade. So this woman looks very young to me, but I know what she's going through. So let me share this with you guys, and then we're going to talk about, I want to know what you guys think in the comment section.
Oh, look at Miss Williams.
Okay, so that's one video.
Those boys are fantasizing about you. Then you might say, well, I can't control how my body looks. And you're right. But that teacher got a BBL. Yeah. And first off, getting a BBL as a teacher is crazy. But you might not be able to control the way your body looks, but you can definitely control the clothes that you put on. And you're doing this on purpose. I know you're doing this on purpose. I think you get aroused. Those boys are fantasizing about you.
Okay, next.
Miss Williams, better known as Miss Bay, has gone viral on TikTok because of the way she dresses and the way she shows up to begin her day at school with all her students. The criticism she has received is because her clothes are always very close to her body and it shows her beautiful figure. She also wears very beautiful, seductive looking shoes. But two things can be true at the same time. She has a beautiful body. She doesn't want to cover it. Students are going to be looking at her all day, every day. For what I can tell, this is probably her first year teaching. A lot of schools have a dress code. I have worked in schools where they don't allow open toe at all. Obviously, the school that she works at is very lenient with the dress code. There are some schools that don't even allow leggings to be worn. I think it's safe to say that she has very little experience teaching and she has no idea of what students are like. Male students do develop crushes on teachers. It's nothing new. Teachers must protect themselves by the way they dress. They have to be mindful that you don't have something open or too low cut or something that shapes your body in a way that there's nothing left to the imagination. A lot of people have come on here and criticized this teacher for having those kind of outfits in the classroom, but I don't think she's going to listen to any of us. I think she's going to shop for a brand new wardrobe as soon as she gets uncomfortable by her own students, because that day is coming. She's going to get a lot of attention by the male students, and she's going to get a lot of jealousy by the female students. Either way, it's a no-win situation. It's best to dress professional when it comes to an education job. When you're a teacher, you're not just teaching students, you're also their role model. Don't forget, they're going to spend 10 months out of the year with you and the vast majority of the day. And I can't imagine students looking at her back while she's writing something on the board. And that's what they see.
Okay, let's talk about it. So you guys have seen some of her outfits there. Stop it. I wish my teacher, that right there is the exact problem. Someone said, I wish my teachers looked like her. That right there is part of the problem. Why are you not concerned about what she is teaching? First of all, let me say this. I did look at her walls, and you can tell a lot by a teacher, like what grade they teach based on her walls. I don't think she teaches high school. So I'm going to guess it's either middle or upper elementary that she teaches, which doesn't really matter in terms of that she's dressing, but I'm just letting you guys know the context of what she's teaching. It's definitely not high school. High school, I think, would actually be a lot worse, because here's why. You guys, I substituted in a school. I'm trying not to say the city. And I was simply wearing a maxi dress, right? Because I was covering up my body. I was wearing a maxi dress with a jean jacket. I did have my face done. Back then, you guys, we didn't do these like contours and eyelashes. That was like not a thing when I was teaching earlier. And I wasn't even dressed provocatively. Like you couldn't even see my body. And one of the boys go, "Oh, but what that neck do?" And if you know what that means, you know that that is how those boys are thinking. And this is a situation, like this is threefold. First of all, I do think that it's inappropriate. I do think that there is a way to dress. The other thing I know is that if she was at a certain school, it would not be acceptable. Meaning, if she was in an upper class area, they would not find this to be acceptable. These parents would automatically say no. The fact that she is dressing like this for days on end tells me that that is the school culture. The school culture doesn't care. They're just like, as long as there's a teacher, as long as there's somebody in that classroom, we don't really care. When you go to schools that are private schools or upper class schools, they do not allow this kind of behavior. That will be considered inappropriate and unprofessional. That looks like going out wear. That does not look like something you would wear as a teacher. There is a teacher dress code. And if you're a teacher, you understand this. There is an appropriate way for teachers to dress. The crazy thing is that there's a way to dress really, really cute, like very cute, without wearing super form-fitting clothes. There's a way to dress. This is a problem with society at whole. This is why we have a problem with pornography in our society, because we don't value our children's eyes. We do not believe in protecting our children's eyes. We say things like, well, they're going to see it anyway, so why would I hide it from them? You don't think these boys are not sexualizing her? Are you kidding me? You're wearing something where you can literally see your gluteus maximus up and down, moving up and down, because they're that tight and they're that form fitting. We don't, as a society, we no longer value protecting children. And then we wonder why they have all these issues. Yeah, you don't protect your own eyes. For sure, you do not protect your own eyes. This is why pornography, particularly youth pornography, is at an all-time high. Because this is something that we find acceptable. These are things that people have come into her comments like, I don't see there anything wrong with it. Yeah, baby, because you don't have morals. You don't have morals, boo. That's why. You don't have a moral compass. Your moral compass is in the trash can. You have no concept of child development, babe. You have no concept of child development. The thing is that so people are saying, well, it's her body, and I'm going to show you guys some responses in a little bit. People are saying, well, it's her body. It's the only reason. It's because of her body. Okay, I was a track athlete. My body is shaped. Okay. I have glutes because I was a sprinter. I have a flat tummy because I was a sprinter. I would not dress like that as a teacher. In fact, there was one day where when I was like teaching, it was my second year of teaching, and I wore something that was even it was like very similar to that. My pencil skirt though wasn't as tight. My pencil skirt was I was wearing like a blouse. It was a white blouse. It wasn't tight. It was very loose. And then I had a pencil skirt on. But because of my shape, I could hear whisperings from the kids. I could hear whispers from the other teachers. I immediately stopped. I was like, oh no, this is not the image that I want to put out. And by the way, you can dress very cute without being provocative. You can wear some wide leg pants with a nice top, put some jewelry on. I see she's carrying her Chanel bags. Like she's treating school like a fashion show. And I think that's part of the problem is that we don't know where her focus is. Right. And so This is something that you would never see 20 years ago because we just had a certain level of professionalism about us as a country. But we are desperate right now. We're desperate. People are quitting teaching at alarming rates. And so anybody and everybody finds this acceptable. They're like, whoever is going to teach is whoever will keep. I know, like the lady said in the video, there was a point where you couldn't even wear jeans to school as a teacher. When I taught at a private school a couple of years ago, you couldn't wear jeans, but on Fridays, right? You had to wear dresses and slacks. And here's the thing. The students are probably not allowed to dress like that. Right? The students are probably not allowed to dress like that. So what's crazy is that she can wear those ripper shoes, the ones where they're laced all the way up to her thighs, right? But the students probably can't dress like that. It's a problem. But the reason why people are saying it's not a big deal because they like it. We have become a sick people. We have become a degenerate, denigrated society where we do not have standards for anything. We do not have standards for how women should behave, for how children should behave, their language, their affect, their attitude. We have become a free-for-all as a society. So men will defend this thing because they love seeing it. It's their free porn show walking out, right? They go home and they think about this woman. That's why they love it. That's why they're defending it because they too have a degenerate and reprobate mind. They too have a degenerate. They love it. They love it when it's on display. And the only reason why you would call me a hater is because you don't have morality. You lack morality. You lack a standard, right? The teacher brought up a good point. She said, the woman in the video, she said, you're a role model. What are you teaching girls? When you walk around with every ounce of your body showing, just having it covered up and body con everything's so tight and look at me. It's saying, look at me. The most important thing about me is my body. It's not that I'm intelligent. It's not that I have a master's degree. It's not that I have, that I'm kind. It's not that I'm respectful. It's not that I'm considerate. It's that my body is the most important thing. And the woman said also, she looks like she's very young. It might be her first year of teaching. Yes, that is definitely the case. Here's the thing that I've not seen anybody talk about yet, though. And this is where this myth, fly boys, you wouldn't understand because you're a man. Wherever there is a woman who dresses like this, there will be a boy doing something online, spreading some kind of rumors. She is setting herself up to get fired and potentially lose her license. No one has talked about this, but I will talk about it because one of my jobs was to not get the school sued. Okay, that was one of my jobs when I was in education. How do we do this? We avoid any kind of sexual, any kind of conversations, any kind of innuendos, any kind of incidences that could end up inappropriate. This is a very fine line because all it takes is for one kid to say, "Oh, you looking good today, Miss whatever, Miss Williams," and she go, "Okay, thank you, baby." Oh, she called me baby. Boom. All it takes is for one student to take a picture and spread it around. And again, I was in the position where my job was literally to make sure that we did not get fired because of things like this. And when you've been in education for 12 years, you understand how quickly things can devolve, how quickly things can turn the wrong direction. All they have to do is say, "Oh, she said this to me," and boom. And because of the way that society can be, people will say, "Oh yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Look at the way she dresses. Look at the way that she talks." Then can likely go on the school site with AI and create whatever they want. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is exactly what will happen. This is also, no one's going to say this either, it's attention-seeking behavior. It's attention-seeking behavior. I agree with you, Flyboys. The female students come to school half naked. Absolutely. That's why I said this is a cultural issue. She's promoting it. The best thing you can do, because when you understand child psychology, they do. They actually come to school looking a hot mess. But you know why? You know why they can't? You know why school stops saying stuff, you guys? Because the parents who agree, like you Flyboys who agree with this, would say, "Don't tell my daughter what she can and cannot wear. You can't tell my kid what to wear." So yes, they do come to school. They do come to school with their bellies out. They do, and their chest out, because their mothers and their fathers defend it and say, "Don't tell my daughter what she can. I want her to look like a prostitute. How dare you? How dare you tell my child what they can and cannot wear? You let her look like a prostitute. You please, you do it." They love this kind of thing. If they didn't, you guys, then people would have said something to her. They would have said something. The parents would have said something. But because no one has said anything, I know that she's in a school where this is okay. But let her go to the other side of town and dress like that. Let her go over there. They would let her go through the school year, and then they say, "Here's your pink slip. We're not renewing your contract." That's what they would say. Because there is a teacher ethic. Well, at least there used to be. There's not anymore. Girls only get dress coded at schools where the parents are okay with dress codes. The school system has changed dramatically. It used to be across the board, no matter which district you were in, that they would dress code you. But these parents in the kinds of districts where this behavior is acceptable run down to the school office and say, "Don't tell my daughter she has to change clothes." Yeah, yeah. Like, it has changed completely. It has changed completely. I care about girls. I care about young women. I care that they value themselves beyond their bodies. But as a man, it seems like you might have a little bit of an issue with young girls. And I'd be very concerned. I would not keep my children around you. I'd be very concerned. I hope you don't ever work with children. I would be very concerned. The way that you're defending this is actually very strange. To me, that's as a teacher, that would be a red flag. I would say, "Oop, this man does not be around any of my girls. Keep him away from my girls," because the way he's defending this behavior is concerning. That means that you enjoy this kind of thing. You probably have some questionable things on your computer. I'd be very concerned, because there's no way that a grown man is defending this. That is very weird. That is very strange. That means that you lack morality. So, yes. Now, here's what I want to do now. I want to listen to what she has to say in response. This is her in response. Let's listen to what she actually has to say in response to this. Share screen. Boom.
Hey, good morning. Call me while you're ready to go to work. So yes, of course, I'm still a teacher. Haha, still here. I'm going.
The way she talks bothers me, though. It bothers me. It just screams unprofessional.
To deposit my money before I go to work because I don't want to leave money in my purse. However, I'm at day 10. I came late this morning because I had to go to the doctor. And I'm not gonna really take pics because I gotta get my hair done over. After I see my hairstyle too many times, I get tired of looking at the pictures. That's just me. Sorry. So I just made a successful deposit. I'm gonna take my card. I'm gonna go get ready. Now that I'm in the car, I want a lot of y'all to know that y'all are miserable. Y'all are really miserable. Like, y'all are making up stuff. Like, first of all, let's start here. Who even told y'all I had a BBL? Who told y'all that? Who told y'all that? Not saying it's true or not true, but I want to know who told you that. Because I got a BBL, I can't have a career. What if I just wanted some buns? Also, let's stop the PDF narrative. My children don't do that. They are very respectful young 10, 11-year-olds. They don't.
She's young. She's very young. She has no idea. She's very young. She just has no clue that that's how children think. By the time males are 10 years old, their gonads are starting to drop. So they're starting to think sexually. Please. And even if they're all not thinking about that at 11 years old, one of them might be, and all it takes is one of them to start talking. She's young. She's young. Okay, okay. I see what people are saying now. She's definitely not. She doesn't understand child development. Period.
Even look at me. And quite frankly, I'm not that nice of a teacher. I'm very mean, strict, and firm. You better come in that classroom to see. Like, I'm so bubbly. Come get a hug. I don't know. I know y'all really love me.
Wait, come get a hug? No! No!
I love y'all too. I really do. Like, I don't ever want to lose y'all. I love y'all. Also, be careful what you wish for, okay? You don't want me to wear looser clothes. You might want me to just keep them a little bit hugging me, okay? Because, yeah, just be careful what you wish for. Just let me be.
What does that even mean? Why not wear looser clothes? First of all, okay, when I taught fourth grade, you guys, I was all on the floor all the time. I was getting up and down because we would read on the floor. I'd read the stories on the floor. And then I would be on the, like, they'd be handing me things to put on the wall. Like, how are you doing all that? What do you mean you can't wear looser clothes? You can't even, you have to walk like this, your legs too close together because you can't even move. What are we even talking about? Yes, wear looser clothes, babe. It probably feel good.
Just let me, I'm telling you, let me be. Oh, and by the way, being a teacher is new to y'all. It's not new to me. This is not my first year teaching. This is my first year being a reading teacher. Let's start there. So, any students that I have that was in my class last year and not in my class this year, their parents are dreading the fact that they're not in my class. Parents call the school wanting their child in my class. So that speaks value. So therefore, love yourself. It's not worried about me. Love you, TikTok. See you later with my new outfit of the day on Tuesday.
I don't understand. I don't understand. Okay, I want to look at this outfit right here that you guys see right here.
Oh, look at Miss Williams. Hey, Miss.
Like, my question is, why are you carrying a purse? Because again, this is someone said, is she going to the club? Yes, that's what it looks like. It looks like you're going dancing. It looks like you're going dancing. And all the people who are like, I wish you look like this, they're all men. They're all men. The skirt should probably be longer than that. Yes, it should be. It's a little high. Who was she trying to impress? Great question. Great question. This guy says boys will be boys because he knows. He knows. He knows. I'm going to show you guys one more video.
My life together. I just left church. Church was always good. I go to church every Sunday. Now I'm gonna go get my lashes and my eyebrows done. I supposed to have my hair done this morning, but I'm last minute, so I'll just get that done tomorrow.
Okay, and I'm gonna just say, everybody goes to church, but everybody ain't a Christian. Just because you go to church doesn't mean you're a Christian. There's a lot of churches out here who would love for their girls to dress, who don't care about the way that these girls dress because the pastors are in bed with them. So I go to church. You're a teacher. Why are you using TikTok speed? What are you doing? I just came back from church dressed like this. I hope your pastor has some comments about modesty. But they don't, because a lot of these churches, you guys, the pastors are sleeping with the congregation members, the members of the congregation. So they don't care. They don't care. These pastors are sleeping with them. So they want them to dress like this. A lot of these women do this because they want attention from the pastor. Please.
But it's okay. I pay for my inconveniences. I'm going to do a live live tomorrow, so make sure you guys are here to ask me any questions that you want to ask me. I will be answering them because I don't know, I just feel like it. So tomorrow we're gonna be on live after I'm done getting my hair done and stuff. And you guys can help me pick out my outfit tomorrow. How about that? Well, for Tuesday. And I'm not wearing a cardigan, so don't ask. Thank you.
Someone says acts as a reading teacher is crazy. It is. I taught reading. It is crazy. It is absolutely insane for you to be talking like that, and you're a teacher. It's absolutely insane. Someone says us. We love how you dress, just not for school. Exactly. It's like you dress. This is very cute. These outfits are very cute, and honestly, they would be considered modest outside of anywhere else. But it's the way that you dress for school, babe. Like her, y'all are miserable. Exactly. It's like, no, you dress very well, just not for school. It's called time and place. It's called understanding. That's part of code switching too. Someone said, is that a halter dress for church? No, baby, it's a tube top. Her chest is out for church.
And then I had to turn my $3,500 bag into a baby bag.
Okay, we'll watch a couple more, and then we'll be done.
Because I got a BBL, I can't.
No, that's not the one I wanted you guys to see.
I find it real funny that y'all are getting on this teacher like that. If y'all don't know what's going on, they call her Teacher Bay, and there's people calling her R. Shelley, the R. Kelly of teachers. She's been going to work as a teacher dressed like how she dressed. I mean,
by the way, this outfit right here.
Hold on. The R. Kelly.
That's a cute outfit. That's a perfect outfit. It's not too tight. It's very professional. Most of her is covered up. It's knee length. It's very cute. That is appropriate for a teacher. That's adorable. I love that. That is very cute.
Of teachers. She's been going to work as a teacher dressed like how she dressed. I mean, tight clothes, skin out, women's complaining that she wearing club heels, all type of stuff. But here's the thing. Y'all don't like when it's somebody out there like this, women. And it's so crazy because women, this is y'all fault. It is. Let me tell you why it's y'all fault. And even after I tell you this, you're still not going to take accountability. You're still going to make an excuse on why she's doing what she's doing. It's y'all fault because y'all normalize dressing like this outside of work.
He's wrong. Outside of work is the key term. You can dress like that outside of work. You cannot dress like that at work, especially with little boys. You guys know, little boys who are looking at you. We know that. This is the one I want
you to stop saying that Miss Bay is a grown woman. Miss Bay is not a grown woman. Miss Bay is a little girl at heart who probably had her power taken away from her in the worst, atrocious way. And by that, I think you know what I mean. And now that she's an adult, she's trying to tell everybody, the whole world, I can do what I want. I can wear what I want. You can't stop me. I'm going to take my power back. And unfortunately, she's taken that and you know, at the expense of 10, 11, and 12-year-old boys and girls.
Bingo. She is spot on. She is spot on. This is acting out. This is what this woman is going through something. I saw another creator talk about age regression. Yeah, she acts like a 16-year-old. Like she acts like a 16-year-old. She does not act like an adult. And they say that whenever you are traumatized in that way, you're stuck at whatever age you were traumatized at. So functionally, you will behave. So let's say you were someone assaulted you at 16. They say that you will stay a 16-year-old in your mind until you resolve that trauma. So that's why she's doing all of this and y'all mad and I got $3,500 back. That's why she's doing all of that. Because something, and it doesn't even, you guys, the thing is, it doesn't even have to be as significant as assault. It could just be a very traumatic, it could be a car accident, it could be anything. She could have lost her parents at any age, right? At whatever age that she's stuck at, that's when the traumatic event happened, and that's why she behaves like this. And you have to remember that people can still functionally behave at 16 as a 16-year-old, but still, grow up and go to school and get a job. But emotionally, they function as an adolescent, and that's what's happening.
And 10, 11, and 12-year-old boys and girls today are hormonal as fuck. Look at these little kids on fucking TikTok that are wearing crop tops and are literally twerking better at 8 years old than a girl at 24 years old.
This is what I was talking about when I said she doesn't know children. She said, this is my first time being a reading teacher. Okay, were you an English teacher teaching the older kids? Because yes, I still work with athletes. I still work with kids. They are extremely hormonal at 10 and 11 years old. That's why Kim Kardashian's daughter is dressing like that. That's why she's dressing like that, because they are hormonal at this age. There's things pumping through their body at this age. It may not be full blown like attraction, but things are pumping through their body at this age. Excuse her language, you guys. Normally I don't have that kind of language on my channel, but.
And she's saying, my kids don't notice anything. My kids don't see anything. My kids come hug me, but I don't let them hug me too long or too tight, because you know what happens to little boys. You saying that shit out loud literally tells you that hormonal 10, 11, and 12-year-old boys are literally catching fantasies about you.
That's exactly what I said. And so the only people who are defending this are the same people like Boosie Man, who got his son, a lady of the night for his birthday. This is the kind of behavior. That's why people are defending this, because these are the kind of people who think, oh yeah, get a boy at 10, 11 years old, who ruin boys at 10, 11 years old. These are the kind of people who introduce their sons to pornography at 10, 11 years old. That's why they're defending this.
Pedophilic. It is grooming behavior for you to sit there and bend over in front of a 10, 11, 12-year-old boy and think that they're not thinking anything, or at least being confused about something, or not fantasizing about you. There is pornography all over social media. Parents aren't doing the right thing with their children to teach them that it is not the right way. And then you're teaching the little girls at your classroom that this is how you should respect your body. This is how you should do it, because you're taking your power back, because power was taken from you as a little girl. And that's unfair to your students.
And I said this earlier, you guys heard me say this, where I said, I've said this on my videos a long time, that when I taught in an all-girls school. This is the last school that I taught. It was an all-girls private school. By the way, we could not dress like that there. Your parents are paying $24,000, $30,000 for you to go to school. We're not dressing like that. It's unacceptable. But we had when you're teaching an all-girls school, you can have these really honest conversations, right? So we sat down and I was telling them, hey, we were talking about confidence and stuff, because this was a health class. It was like we were talking about body, respect, self-respect. And I said, you guys, let me tell you something. Because I'm like, I'm in my 30s. And I said, you guys, the girls that you see where their bodies are always out, that's not the confident girl. In fact, that girl is so scared of people knowing the real her that she's using her body as a shield. And they sat there for a second in silence. And then they were like, you know what, Miss G, you're right. We know that. They're like, yeah. The girls who are like, look at me, I need you to see me, I need you to, that's not confidence, because confident people are confident in their abilities. They're confident in their process. They're confident in their mind. They're confident in their accomplishments. They don't need their physical body to be complimented. The people who show their bodies off the most are typically the least confident people. And I had to teach girls that in high school. I changed 40 students' lives that day. Actually, it was a semester class, so it was 80 students. Nobody ever, because these girls are looking at me, and they are looking at their other teachers, and they are looking at people online, and they're going, okay, how do healthy women behave? They are looking at you. The amount of letters that I got when I was a single teacher, because I wasn't married at the time, and the girls would say, Miss G, I can't wait to be like you. Like, you're just so kind and you're confident and you're like paying your own bills. And and I was like, why are you looking up to me? Like, I'm over here. I'm like, I got my life needs to get together. But they were watching me. They were seeing how I behaved, and they were acting accordingly. And that is very scary if you actually have a freaking conscience. It is scary. Because what that means is that you have a responsibility. Once you know that, you have a responsibility. So maybe let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she is stuck in her 16-year-old self and she doesn't know it. But you have millions of people telling you online that girls are looking up to you. Is this what you really want on your conscience? Is that what you want? Now, if you're okay with that, because that Christianity ain't Christianity inside of you, fine. But the way it works with me and God, absolutely not. Like, there are hot places in hell for people with responsibility. No. I could not. Okay, this is the video that I want you guys to watch. This last one, and then we're gonna be done. I know I keep saying that, but this
teacher-based whole style, the way she talks, is a clear indicator that she works in predominantly Black public school systems that are lacking in everything. They have truancy issues. The PTA is dissolved. The parents are not involved, and they're lacking in funding. The way that she
exactly. The parents are not involved. The PTA is dissolved. They're lacking funding because they don't have the opportunity or the funds to be like, nope, we don't want you. They have to take everybody.
She talks, acts, and her demeanor would never work in certain suburban areas or in private school systems. So she's exactly where she needs to be. I saw one of her videos where she was like, yeah, I still got a job. And it's like, of course you do. Those schools have a major problem with trying to keep people. They don't make enough money and they don't even feel protected or respected in the workspace. So only certain type of people are going to want to work in certain type of school systems anyway, because you can best believe parents who actually give a damn about the school system, they're going to put their kids in the best public school system possible. They move to certain areas and the first thing that they want to check on is the school system. They go up there, take tours, they look around, and if they don't like what they see, their kid is not going there. These schools are full of young teachers these days that do nothing but have hookup culture and make TikToks. She says, oh, I'm not doing it for the kids. Obviously, you're doing it for the other males that are around your age at the job.
Exactly. Somebody in one of the comments was like, the principal must be a man, or one of the principals is a man. Yeah, you're doing it to get a look, period. At the end of the day, it's for a look. It's not because you care.
Teacher work days be nothing but them linking up and drinking. Any of you have teacher friends, you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. I went to a school that had a good mix of age ranges when it came to teachers, but it seems like all the older teachers from back then, when COVID kicked off, they went ahead and retired, or they furthered their education and became professors at this point. And of course, y'all want some of these teachers to hold themselves to a certain standard, but in some of these predominantly Black areas, they just don't care. Like, they're just as ghetto as the students. They ghetto as hell, and they messy too. But this is another reason why I tell people you should just wait to have kids until you get your money right, so you can put them in certain private schools or move into certain areas that offer a private school education, but it's public school because, you know, the area that you're in, because you won't have to deal with shit like this. This wouldn't even be a conversation that made it to social media with these private schools. A lot of them are not even able to come on social media and do all this talking.
Exactly. A lot of these, like I said, I worked at a private school. You cannot just get online and start talking and showing off your outfits and recording people in school. You guys ever notice that all these recordings are at public schools and a certain kind of, like she said, Black schools, period. You can't do this at certain schools. You can't just be putting people's kids online in certain schools. They care about their reputation. So the people are like, why is this so bad? Da, 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 da. Because the school doesn't care. They're desperate. The same reason why our kids still can't read. That's why your kids still can't read. That's why. Let me finish your thing up.
At these private schools, there's something left for them ghetto public schools. Just saying. Teacher.
Yep. This is ghetto public school behavior. And the fact that we are seeing certain professionals on TikTok is an issue in and of itself. Yes. Same with healthcare, in my opinion. Absolutely. I think it's crazy. Like so I was a teacher, obviously I've said that 1,000 times now, but I was so uncomfortable to post about to post at my job. Okay. I just never, that was like not a thing. And I think there's a blurred line between like kids and social media and teachers and all that. Because I still had my health and fitness business when I was a teacher. So I would only post about my health and fitness stuff. I may say like, oh, I had this conversation with my students here and there, but I just never was comfortable being like, hey, I was an athletic director. Let me record this game that I'm at and show you guys. Like, I don't know. I think you can get into a lot of trouble. It also invites parents into your personal life in a way that I don't think is appropriate as a teacher. I just don't think it's appropriate for them to be that involved in your personal life. So, yeah, yeah. This is completely unprofessional. And so, anyway, I just wanted to do this video. I can't believe I spent 40 minutes, 40 minutes of my life doing this, but it's a good conversation. I think it speaks to a larger issue that we have in society with number one, lack of funding. This is why you have teachers that are acting this way. Overall, society has become less professional. If you go to the grocery store, people aren't saying hi, how are you anymore. People aren't wearing jeans and whatever, to anywhere. They don't crisp their shirts anymore like they used to. People don't bother to get dressed for work. They just, we're just living in a very lax culture right now. And, I think we'll have to swing back the pendulum back the other way at some point, but at least I don't think this is why I will not be sending my kids to school. I was homeschooled up until I was in fourth grade, third grade or fourth grade. All my siblings were homeschooled up until they were in high school. And we all have upper level degrees and speak with clarity and diction and elocution and don't show up to work dressed like we are going to the club or we are going to some, some dating event. Because, yeah, professionalism matters. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.